Disqualified. Therefore, remember that at one time, you Gentiles in the flesh, called the uncircumcision by what is called the circumcision, which is made in the flesh by hands. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11, the English Standard Version. In 2002, it was reported that an individual was preparing for their cousin's wedding and needed a purse to complete their outfit. That individual went to a particular store in St. John's, Antigua, and saw just the purse. They proceeded to request to have a closer look at the purse. The establishment's proprietor said to the individual, "You cannot afford that," and refused to allow even an up-close examination of the purse. Touching the purse was not an option extended to the individual. That must have bruised the individual's ego a bit, and one could understand if that individual determined never to shop at that store again. You may have had at least one encounter in which you were made to feel like you did not make the grade and were disqualified. In the context of Judaism, that is really how non-Jewish or Gentiles were handled or were treated. They were disqualified. Writing to Gentile Christians, the Apostle Paul acknowledges these people are still uncircumcised, in contrast to circumcised Jews, who maintained that the ritual of circumcision was a vital sign of membership among God's chosen people. In addition, these non-Jewish believers were often dismissed as the uncircumcision by those who held traditional Judaism. In other words, they were both labeled as unqualified outsiders and treated as unqualified outsiders. To traditional Judaism, these were people who did not belong to God's family. The point the Apostle Paul is making here is such attitudes were man-made. The physical condition of circumcision was something people could do, but it was only an outward symbol. The spiritual, true circumcision was something only God could do. God is the source of that change. The Apostle Paul will show in verse 13 that this separation based on circumcision has ended, thanks be to Jesus the Christ. Through Jesus, all people can believe and become part of God's one united family. Gentile Christians are no longer excluded, but are included in God's family with all God's people. God, we celebrate the reality that you are the source of our salvation. Thank you for revealing yourself to us by grace, and in our believing are saved, and are no longer strangers, but family. Amen. You have been listening to Morning Manna with Reverend Bonnie EBW Smith, Superintendent of the Moravian Church Antigua Conference and Minister of Christian Education. Have a magnificent Monday. God bless you.